Hi guys. So this is my first attempt at doing this, so don't roast me too bad if it doesn't go well. But so we're going to go over what you're going to be working on for your assignment with the central place theory. So you already watched the video, and some of these things we've already talked about. Well, not you've heard discussed in the video. So threshold and range are two concepts that we're going to talk about. So a threshold is the minimum market size that is needed to support a central place function or a service. So convenience stores have a very small threshold in terms of you don't need a very big population for a convenience store to be viable. And additionally, convenience stores are going to have a very small range in terms of the amount of people willing to drive a far distance for them is pretty limited because they are so prevalent, as you can see, like in these small dots. So services that would have a small threshold and range are convenience stores. Walmart has a large range in terms of there's not nearly as many Walmarts around as convenience stores. If you look, here's a map. This is of Memphis. Look at all those convenience stores. There's a ton. And they're needed because people don't want to go very far to them. Walmarts, there's very few. Um, and you can see right here, there's like all these small dots. Those represent Walmarts. And people are more willing to drive farther distances for Walmarts. So therefore, we need less. So what we're going to do in this assignment, what we're going to talk about in this example, is I'm going to give you in this example 4 cities and 4 services. So the cities are Amherst, Nashua, Manchester, and Boston. So as you can see, the population increases on all of them as they get further away from Amherst. And we have 4 services: Taco Bell, an opera house, an Apple store, and a university. And each service is found, they all match up to one location. So what I want you to do is take a couple seconds and think about where you think the nearest opera house is, Taco Bell, Apple Store, and university, and match them up. So I'm going to give you a minute. Well, not an actual minute. You can pause it if you need a minute. Okay, you ready? If not, pause it now. Okay, so here's where they are. Let's go through them one by one. So at Taco Bell, Amherst is a town with about 11,299 for a population. So it makes sense that Amherst will have restaurants within it, and especially fast food places. And they have a lot. Like it's enough of a size of a town that would support these things. All the others, though, not so much. Um, Nashua is the next biggest, and Nashua has an Apple store. Why would Amherst not have an Apple store? Well, it's kind of a niche product, right? Um, you don't see a ton of Apple stores everywhere. They're not going to be in small towns. They're going to be in larger sized cities. And yeah, does Nashua have a Taco Bell also? Yeah, of course it does. But it's also big enough where it has some of these locations, like it does have an Apple store. Then if you look at Manchester, Manchester has Southern New Hampshire University. It also has an Apple store and it also has Taco Bell, but it's the only one of those 3 with the university because it's big enough to support it. Nashua has like a satellite campus of SNU, and it has Nashua Community College, but it doesn't have the amount of colleges that Manchester does. And Manchester actually has 2. You could include St. A's College in there as well. And then if you go to Boston, Boston has the Opera House. An opera house is something that you're going to find only in larger cities. And it's one of those specialized things because while Boston has Apple stores and it has Taco Bell and it has tons of colleges and universities, it's the only one that has that. And people are going to be more willing to drive far to go see an opera or drive further to go to a college than they would to do those other things. No one is going to drive to Boston to get fast food, right? Because that location is going to be nearby. So you have bigger population centers have these more important things. So what are you going to do for your assignment? Well, I gave you 20 locations. Uh, a bank, Best Buy, an aquarium, a Dollar Tree, a Dave and Buster's, a grocery store, excuse me, a hospital, a hotel, an indoor shopping mall, an airport, an Indian restaurant, a museum of art, a mosque, a minor league baseball game, a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, which is a fancy steakhouse, a train station, a professional baseball basketball game, Dunkin' Donuts, a Tiffany's jewelry store, which is really nice, and a Walmart. And we have the same four locations, and each city has five locations that match up to it. So what's the nearest to Amherst? You'll pick five and you'll fill them in right up top. And then Nashua, Manchester, and Boston. And you'll do that on the assignment sheet. And I don't care how many you get right or wrong. What I care about is that you, in the paragraph that you follow with, you explain your thinking and it makes sense. So, and I need more from your thinking besides, well, I know the bank is here because I know that's where the bank is. Okay, yes, but think about why the bank is in that location that you chose. Um, so, for example, like with the Taco Bell, well, people need restaurants no matter the size of the location, and I know that because of that, that's why I chose that to go there. Or I know that um, Opera House is a very fancy thing, and it wouldn't be in a small town like Amherst. And I decided that that would be only in like certain locations. So I'm expecting a paragraph or two there, and that's what you're going to be assessed on. If you have any questions, pop in and see me, and good luck.